Bueno, estamos con Daniel Craig, uno de los actores más importantes, conocidos por supuesto, y nos va a hablar un poco de La chica con el dragón tatuado. Hola, ¿cómo estás?
I'm very well. How are you?
I'm fine. Tell me, why you got involved with this movie?
A number of reasons. It was a great script. It was a very successful book, and David Fincher, really, sort of simply put.
That's the main reason, David Fincher? Do you think he's the greatest director ever? I think so.
I think he's up there, definitely.
But why? Why if it's a movie already done and doing it again with a few years between difference?
I haven't seen the other movies, so I don't know. I've got nothing to compare it to.
No?
But no. But I just I know the popularity of the books, and I know that David wouldn't have done it unless he could have tackled it in the way that he did. And what I was excited about was the fact that it was a large budget Hollywood movie or a studio movie that was for adults.
How do you compare your character to other characters that you have done before? This is a journalist. How do you compare being a journalist, playing a journalist, and fighting with journalists on the other side of your life?
I try not to fight with journalists. I don't. You know, I'm a big fan of journalism. I mean, it's a very kind of sounding pompous. It's a very, very important part of a democratic society. You know, without it, we don't have one. So we need journalists with idealistic values who can fight injustice and ask the right questions.
Yeah.
So some of my heroes are journalists. You know, so.
How was working with David Fincher in the movie? It's known that he's a very pushy kind of director that makes you make many scenes over and over.
He does, but I don't mind that. I'd rather enjoy it. Actually, it's kind of what you're there to do, and you're there to you're there to make it right and get it right. And if someone's going to give us the money to shoot it, we should do that.
Yeah.
We owe it to them. So I don't have a problem. But he's pushy in the right way. He was very generous with me. He allowed me in on everything. So I had a very good understanding of what his vision was and how he perceived the movie.
Tell me about Mikael. What's gonna people see when they go to the movie theater?
He's a kind of a fairly flawed individual. He loves women. He hates injustice. He hates violence towards women. He wants to change the world. And at the beginning of the movie, he loses everything. So he has this sort of hiatus in his life and discovers this amazing story and discovers this young girl who he falls in love with a little bit.
What if a friend of you asks you, what is the girl with the dragon tattoo about? What is this movie about?
Sex.
Sex?
Sexual politics.
Sexual politics?
Yeah.
I think people's gonna go watch it with that answer.
Yeah.